Live from the Ken and Valerie Baker studio at WHYY, this is Studio 2.
On Thursday, November 13th, welcome, friends, to the show. I'm Cherri Gregg.
And I'm Avi Wolfman-Arent.
So today on Studio 2, we're going to talk about television. Are you hunting for your next great binge? Wondering what is worth your time and what you should skip? Well, we have David Bianculli, longtime Fresh Air TV critic, here to curate your fall lineup, and I'm looking forward to having him here. There are so many good shows in the pipeline. I don't watch a ton of television, but I do have a few that I am looking forward to. But I'll tell you somebody who doesn't watch any television, and that is my affable co-host here,
Ooh, affable.
Avi Wolfman-Arent.
Wait, let me correct the record. I do watch television, just not what you guys call television. I watch a lot of sports.
That's it.
It takes up a lot of my time. I don't have a lot of time for what you guys call television.
TV.
I'm watching the greatest drama around, which is athletics, okay?
All right.
Just putting the record straight.
Thank you for the clarity.
Yeah.
But Avi is willing today to be convinced to watch a show. And we're talking about not just one show, but the series. If it's
I'll watch the whole series.
The whole series, but he has to be convinced. So
you have to sell me on your pick.
Yeah, so you have to pitch your favorite fall TV show to Avi. And so our question of the day is, which TV show should Avi watch and why? And I want y'all to lay it on thick.
Yes.
Lay it on thick. You can call us. The number is 888-477-9499. The email is studio2@whyy.org. And if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, put those pictures in the chat.
Yeah. If you lay it on skinny, I'm not going to pick it.
No. But but you heard it on here. He is saying that he will watch.
I will watch one.
He will watch one series.
Yeah. Preferably a shorter series, that would help.
Anyways. Don't put the caveats. Don't do the caveats.
Well, I get to pick at the end of the day.
That's true.
Also,
that's
it's
true.
Thursday, so it's DJ of the day, which means we will end the show with a song picked by one of you on the theme of today's show, which is
TV.
Television. So send your picks to executive producer Kevin at studio2@whyy.org before 12:30 for a chance to be our DJ of the day. Real quick, Cherri, if I say to you right now, what's the best TV theme song of all time, you would say what? What goes straight to your mind?
MASH. That's bad.
Yes, that's a good one.
That's bad. But that's what came. If my head was empty, boom, MASH jumped out.
Cheers.
That's a good.
Isn't it so good? So catchy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you. Anyways,
There
three
you go.
local news stories before we get into all that TV talk. Good thing about TV today, Cherri, is that you can watch TV wherever you go on your mobile
on
device.
your phone, all that.
So when you're stuck on a train, you can be watching TV. And a lot of people have been stuck on trains this week. SEPTA Regional Rail has been an absolute mess all week. Today, there were signal issues that caused additional delays. That's on top of the 20-plus cancellations caused by ongoing federally mandated inspections of SEPTA's Silver Liner rail cars. Those inspections, as you probably know, came after recurring fires from this fleet of trains that is from the 1970s. Yesterday, SEPTA announced it will actually rent 10 rail cars from Maryland's regional rail system over the next year to help alleviate these issues. That is how rough things have gotten. There is light at the end of the train tunnel here, which is that the rail car inspections mandated by the federal government are almost complete.
Yes.
According to SEPTA, 220 of the 223 inspections have been completed. That was reported by the Inquirer.
Yeah, I mean, the CEO of SEPTA has been saying, bear with us as we get through this. And I have to say that workaround, those rentals, pretty expensive. They have to pay $22,000 a month per car.
Yeah.
It's going to cost $2.6
million.
A little
higher than your car payments, yeah.
Yeah, it's really expensive. And I mean, PennDOT luckily gave SEPTA permission to use capital funds to pay for this. But they really have to work towards replacing this entire fleet, but it's going to take years to do that. So they're hoping that this will, be the bridge.
Yeah.
But, and SEPTA has said they're hoping by the end of the year, things are back to normal. But this is a long-term project that they have to work on.
Absolutely. Story number 2, Cherri.
Yes. Some of Philadelphia's street festivals have been forced to cancel due to rising costs of hiring city police and public safety staff. But a new Inquirer investigation shows that some events don't have to pay for services. Very interesting report from Ryan Briggs and Max Marin over at the Inquirer. And, when you hold a parade or other large-scale public event, you have to pay for police overtime, paramedics, and other city services, and it can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. But this cost is paid for by taxpayers for some organizations or some events.
So some people get the cost covered
and
others have to
don't.
pay.
Yeah, and the Inquirer gave examples. They said the Philadelphia Police Foundation, private nonprofit, they held their 5-mile run for a blue race, and police services cost $65K. Taxpayers foot the bill. Another example, Council President Kenyatta Johnson had a summer block party. The bill was $13K for PPD overtime. They didn't have to pay. And Inquirer asked about this. They said, events hosted by city officials are exempt and they're billed to the general fund. And then there's this category of events like the Pulaski Parade, which is the Polish American parade that we have here in Philadelphia, or Odunde. They have been grandfathered in due to some old informal agreement, so they don't have to pay.
But informal, not written down. Yes.
Anywhere. There's no policy or anything like that. There's also no official list of organizations that don't have to pay. And of course, the price tag has been going up because we have a shortage of police officers. And so you have to pay overtime costs. And so some of the organizations have seen their bills double.
Some people are going to look at this story and say this is a little thing, right? Street festivals, it's not life or death. But it really speaks to something much larger. When you are running a government, people get upset about all the rules and regulations and all the various things buried in code somewhere. But the alternative is you don't write things down.
Yeah.
You do things informally. And that leads to actual impropriety or the perceived impropriety.
Yeah.
And that really wrecks people's trust in government. This is a little thing that speaks to a larger problem. And look, I always chuckle a little bit when people say, you have to run government like a business. And I'm not saying there aren't some business principles you can incorporate in government. But government needs to operate by a code of fairness. And you need to write it down. You need to have systems and processes that people can refer to when they want transparency about how decisions are made. And it looks like there's just none of that when it comes to these street festivals.
And it's been going on for years. So this is not like something new to this administration.
No.
A lot of this has been going on for years in Philly. And because the price have been jacked up and because people have to cancel because they can't afford it, they're asking questions.
Absolutely.
And they want answers.
As they should. And I will say also, just to go back to this, is maybe a bigger thing than people think. I do think street festivals are part of what make a city a city. Street vitality in general. That's kind of what you're paying for when you live in a city. That's part of what you're investing in. That's part of what you're getting back in return. Sort of a vibrant street life.
Yeah.
And and these festivals are a big part of that. So I just, it's important to keep our festivals alive and also to make sure that, everything's on the up and up.
Yeah, for sure.
Story number 3. I'll start this one with a very specific question.
Okay.
Cherri.
You and the questions.
Yes.
I love it.
Did you ever want to live in a former macaroni factory in South Philadelphia? Well, go on over to the Mac machine and get your cash ready because today is your lucky day. The Philadelphia Business Journal says there is a plan in place to convert the former Philadelphia Macaroni Company building at 11th and Catherine Streets near the Italian Market into a 47-unit residential building. The Philadelphia Macaroni Company, I had never heard of it.
Me neither.
Interesting history, though.
Okay.
Dates back to 1914. They made the noodles for SpaghettiOs and Cup of Soup and Alphabet Soup. Those all came from Philly. Those are Philly noodles in those cans. Did you know that? Philadelphia Macaroni Company, which, by the way, still exists. They don't have any factories in the city anymore. The closest facility is in Warminster, Bucks County, but still owned by the same family that started it back in 1914. So a little slice of history. You could live in a slice of South Philly pasta history.
You can walk around and say, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
That's right. You could. Your neighbors would hate you, but you could do that.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty cool piece of history. And I looked up SpaghettiOs and I found out that they were circular so kids could eat them with a spoon. And it was less messy than, having to slurp around long spaghetti strings. Pretty cool.
Oh, that's why they made them
That's why
round.
they made them, yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
And then, the meat It was questionable. They had some sliced up franks in there.
But to be clear,
balls of meat.
Philadelphia Macaroni Company didn't make the meat.
No.
So they're exonerated from the meat.
Yeah.
They just made the round
I was
O's.
just thinking about the can.
Did you eat SpaghettiOs as a kid?
I think I ate it a few
Little
times.
bit.
That wasn't marinara sauce.
I don't know what that sauce is.
I don't know if the macaroni company made the marinara sauce.
I don't think they made the sauce
just made
either.
the
They
noodles.
just made the O's, I think. Did you eat alphabet soup? Campbell's?
Occasionally, yeah.
That was a fun little quirk.
Yeah.
Hey, look, my
And
soup.
you could eat it with a spoon. It was cool.
Promoted literacy.
I know. A,
I
B,
think.
C, D, E, F, G. There you go.
Anyways, get your flat at the Mac Flats. The Macaroni McMansion, the Pasta Palace. It's going to be open someday in South Philly. TV shows, we're talking about them today, and we want to know from you, what TV show should I watch? Because I don't watch much TV.
And
Give me your pitch. Yeah, sell it to me.
Lay it on thick.
Lay it on thick. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Studio 2 on WHYY. I'm Avi Wolfman.
And I'm Cherri Gregg. Real simple show topic today. What's new in the world of television? The answer is a lot, but we want to know what's actually good, which is why we've invited our favorite TV critic, David Bianculli.
Hi,
to break it all down for
Yeah.
us. And David, as you know, is Fresh Air's TV critic. Welcome back to Studio 2, David. We're so happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here. I think the listeners are going to do a lot of heavy lifting. Lifting. They're going to know more shows than I do.
Yeah, because
All
there's
right.
so much
Yeah.
these days.
It's
The
a
power of the
conversation,
collective.
yeah.
I'm glad we have David here, by the way, because I have no idea what's going on in the world of television. But I have committed to watching one new television show. And I'm going to make my choice today based on all of your recommendations, David's, Cherri's, and you out there listening. So here's what we're asking today. What new or new-ish TV show should I watch and why? You got to sell me. Give us a call, 888-477-9499. Email studio2@whyy.org. YouTube, Facebook. Drop your comment in the chat. By the way, Dominique Montgomery says Avi has to watch Mad Men, the greatest show of all time. And I get to say proudly, that is one of the very few prestige television shows I have seen from the beginning to the end.
There you go.
Yeah,
Dominique nailed it.
If we're going to add one to your list today, does that make two? I mean, what else are you watching?
Well, I watch a lot of sports is the problem.
All right, okay.
Yeah, which, by the way, maybe we can start here because I have read, so streaming costs are going way up, David. Like every single platform, HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, Peacock, Apple TV, they've all raised prices like pretty recently within this year.
Shocking.
And I have heard that actually sports carriage rates are like one of the things because they're trying to all get into live sports now. That's like sending the prices upward. So real quick, economics of television. What have you been seeing there?
Well, you've just described
Yeah.
the problem and to them the solution. It's like, how do they keep the churn down? How do they keep people subscribed?
Yep.
Well, if you have a football season, I mean, Amazon Prime Video now has a Thursday night game. You'll get somebody that'll go to England and do a 9:30 a.m. game, but it's like, Has there ever been a good game under those circumstances?
Yeah.
Not yet. I sort of keep track.
It's very confusing because you don't know where to find these games when only one here, one there.
But is there
It's
anything else
confusing.
that's driving up the cost? I know economics of TV is not your main area, but I'm just curious what you're seeing.
Oh,
out
yeah,
there,
no,
'cause
it
people are seeing their
actually-
bills and they're like, "What?"
The weird thing about being a TV critic, it's like you've got to know about the business, you got to know about
Yeah.
everything else, so it all sort of is just thrown in there. What happens is that the corporations are sort of sucking up each other.
Yep.
In 10 years, everything may be owned by Disney, but right now we've got about 4 or 5, and they're spending money to lock in inventory so the other people won't have it.
Yep.
And then they're not showing it or they're not keeping it. And then live is the new thing. It used to be the only thing when
Yeah.
television started, but now to young people in their 20s, how are you getting them to watch something
Peacock or
as it's
something,
broadcast?
Yeah.
You know, that's either got to be sports or there's this weird new phenomenon in the United States. Disney took Dancing with the Stars off ABC onto streaming, and now it proved so popular on streaming that it's back on ABC, but young people are watching it on streaming live.
Yeah.
And
they're all investing
it's
in live.
beating Survivor by 3 or 4 times. It's beating Big Brother. It's a new thing, but it's not a new thing.
They sort of brought it back.
Everything old is
for-
new again.
Yeah,
for
but
the new
everything will
generation.
cost more, and until
Yay.
they consolidate the way cable eventually did.
Yeah.
But when cable did it with bundles, you ended up getting a bunch of stuff you didn't want.
Yeah. And that's why everybody cut the cord and went to the other
Right.
side.
But now it's just different.
Yeah.
Now you're cordless, but your phone costs too much.
Yeah. Got to ask you, I mean, is there a theme for this season? Because this season of fall, and I ask you that because it seems like there's a lot of new shows, but the seasons themselves are a little bit shorter. It seems like things have sort of shifted, so you feel overwhelmed, but also cheated at the same time.
What you found, Cherri, is there isn't really a season anymore. It used to be fall TV season, and it used to be broadcast TV. That's when the new cars came out. That's when the new ads. So it was third week of fall, and then there were these sweeps months. Now, I hardly paid attention to the networks, the broadcast fall season, and then because of the strike, because of everything that was going on, things are rolling out all the time now. There is no down period, and everybody's trying to keep the audience from leaving, so there's something every month or 2, and there's stuff piling up. This has been a really busy couple of months for me.
It's piling up. Yes, it's piling up. And by the way, everybody's supposed to be pitching. We are asking our audience to pitch your show idea as to what Avi should watch. So which new TV show or newish TV show should Avi watch? Why? You got to sell it. So lay it on thick. Again, the number is 888-477-9499. The email is studio2@whyy.org. You want to bring in a call? We can bring in a call.
We got a pitch here at the top here. Here's Catherine from Rosemont on the line. Hey, Catherine, you're on Studio 2. What should I be watching?
Hi, I highly recommend Abbott Elementary. It's a Philadelphia-based, it's a fictional story about teachers at an elementary school, but it's taking place in Philadelphia. And I thought it was a good pick for you, Avi, in part because of the Philadelphia piece, but also there are a lot of really great cameos from Philadelphia sports teams.
Yes, I like this.
Most recently, they filmed an entire episode at an actual real Phillies game, and it was when Kyle Schwarber hit 4 home runs, I believe.
Yes.
And it happened a lot, like it happened during the filming. It's a hilarious show. It's heartwarming. All of my friends who teach in public schools, especially in Philadelphia public schools, think it's a great depiction. Like, it's not overly unrealistic. I teach in higher education, so it's not the same thing, but, I have a really special place in my heart for all teachers.
That's
so
a good pitch.
I think it's
Can I
Catherine,
let me respond real quick to what
laid it
Catherine
on
said.
thick.
That first of all, Abbott Elementary is a great pick. Here's what happened with Abbott Elementary. My own backstory. When it came out, I was still covering education. Okay, so it was a little bit like too busman's holiday for me. Like, I can't have my TV show be also
And
about the
work.
thing that I'm working
Yeah.
on. But now I'm not doing that anymore. So maybe it is time to get back into Abbott Elementary and check it out.
I'm gonna write it down. Catherine.
That's
Abbott
an
Elementary.
early contender. Thank you,
Yeah,
Catherine.
Thank you, Catherine. And so, David.
Well, this season they did a crossover with It's Always Sunny in
Yes.
Philadelphia.
Another good reason
that
to
was
watch
really so. That is another good reason to watch.
What's an
but what's your favorite genre?
I don't want to say. I don't want to
we
say.
want to
oh,
know.
keep
We
it
got
open.
You want
you
it wide
here.
open.
We want you. So
Yeah.
what is the number one show you're looking for this fall?
The thing that really has caught your attention the
All
most.
right. Well, here's the thing. It really does depend on what you're after, because I'm interested in a lot of things. So if
Okay.
I'm interested in nonfiction and history, it's the Ken Burns American
All right, we
Revolution.
got to
All right,
talk
let's start
about
there.
this.
Let's start there then.
So this is obviously PBS. It's the latest, epic from
Yes.
Ken Burns and his whole crew, and it's about the American Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a lot happens in Philadelphia. Let's play a clip from episode 3
Mm-hmm.
of the documentary series. Here you hear from Betsy Ambler of Virginia. Let's play the clip.
Instead of morning lessons, we were to knit stockings. Instead of embroidering, to make homespun garments. And in place of the music of the harpsichord, to listen to the loud clanging trumpet and never-ceasing drum. For in every direction that we traveled, and heaven knows we left but little of Virginia unexplored, we heard naught but the din of war. Our late peaceful country now became a scene of terror and confusion. Betsy Ambler.
I have goosebumps actually listening to that. I
Yeah.
love the pacing and the music in a Ken Burns documentary series, Civil War, being
Yeah.
maybe the best, baseball as well. So what makes this one different and similar? Because one thing that's interesting about it is they were talking about a very, very long time ago here. There's no contemporary photographs
No
of the
photographs, no
revolution, which was
So
really
they're
important.
zooming in on these paintings here.
Yeah. Well, what they're doing is they animate and commission a lot of different maps to show like battle positions and what the colonies looked like and things like that. But the most interesting thing they do is that they go to these battle reenactors that are just sort of like hobbyists who have the uniforms and have this stuff. They take them to the actual locations and they shoot them either super close up, so you're not seeing their faces, you're just seeing their boots and their hands as they're walking through,
Yeah.
or drones way high above, so you get to see them. You don't see them as people, but you see them as formations.
Yeah.
And that's the way they do a lot of it.
Is it effective for you as far as like
Yes,
the
because usually recreations pull me right out of it, but this
Right.
is a completely different thing.
So what makes this documentary so riveting, where this is the number one thing as far as nonfiction you think we should watch this fall?
Well, for one thing is that what Ken Burns does a lot is if he's going to do something that is about a battle or a war, he doesn't just go from the top down
Yes.
and do the generals. He goes from like the clip that you just heard.
Exactly.
And so it's from the bottom up. It's the people there. You follow them all the way through. It's very humanizing. And he and the people who worked with him on this one care about both sides and humanize both sides. And
So new perspectives.
It's not just
it's a
evil British,
it's a
heroic
yeah.
colonists. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the guys, one of the guys who did the Tea Party, this other British loyalist was dragged out of his home and tarred and feathered. And, when I was learning history as a kid, that was almost a comic image.
Yeah.
And here you have a historian talk about how horrific that is and how violent that was and how much violence actually was part of our revolution. Now, I've seen all the episodes. Spoiler alert: America gets formed.
Yes. Yes.
But it's
So you
really
know
good.
the end,
Yeah.
Wow.
but you don't know the middle.
Shocking twist there.
Yes.
I love that.
All right, thanks so much, David. Let's keep going. We got some great recommendations coming in.
Yes. Let's bring in another caller. We have Allison from Queen Village on the line. Allison, you're on Studio 2. What's your pitch to Avi?
Hi, thanks for having me. I love your show.
Thanks, Allison.
My pitch is Task, which is a new
Yes!
HBO show. Have you seen it?
No,
I tried,
it is
but go ahead, make-
absolutely a contender
I
for
tried,
me.
Allison. Make your pitch.
Um,
Make your pitch.
Okay, So it's only 9 episodes, so it's short and sweet, but really powerful. It has Mark Ruffalo, and he is like he's been a FBI agent for a long time, and he's brought him back into a task force to solve a mystery with a team of like people from all over the county, and it's kind of like a team that like doesn't really get along that well, and then over time they like develop a strong rapport, and there's a lot of like drama. There's a lot of like family things that happen in the show that are really compelling, and I will say there is a speech at the end of the show that will just like tear your heart apart. It's just like really beautiful. So it has like everything you need. And it also is based in Delco, so it's like a lot of beautiful Delco scenery. You see a lot of Philly. And yeah, it's just a really well-rounded show. And it's only 9 episodes, so it's a easy commitment.
Allison laid it on thick.
That's
It's an
a great
HBO show.
TV review she just gave.
That was awesome.
Great one,
She didn't mention WHYY, but otherwise that was pitch perfect.
So
when
it's
I hear
it's written by-
WHYY in a TV show, it's like, okay, that's my show.
I'm ready to go. So it's written by created by Brad Inglesby, who also created Mayor of Easttown. I actually did watch Mayor, again, one of the rare
Which
TV
is a
shows,
really good show.
and I loved it.
It's a really good series.
So I'm interested in this, David. I am curious how it kind of differs or is similar to Mayor, because on the surface you look at it and you go, well, I've seen Mayor.
Do I really need another Delco
Do I
show?
need this again?
Yes, and I'll tell you why without telling you why.
Okay.
Okay? Since you've seen Mayor and you sort of know how the characters develop and how they all unfurl, this is different. What you think the people are, they aren't necessarily. And so you have to stay with it, and you're rewarded for staying with it.
So the character development is different, is what you're kind of telling me.
The characters themselves are quite different, and it's revealed in an interesting way. So that, let me just say that the people that you think are the great people in this from the beginning and the trustworthy people maybe aren't, and vice versa.
I like that.
I watched episode 1, but I gave up. So you telling me I should go back, pick up again?
Look, we're all going to be dead in 50 years. You got to pace your time.
Okay.
I mean, you
All
gotta
right,
decide.
I'll go back. I'll go back.
No, I'm saying you can. There might be better things to do than to watch television.
Watch this.
I mean, there's so much out there. I'm exhausted. I have no life.
Because you're watching all these shows.
Yeah.
By the way, Heidi of Doylestown emailed The Diplomat on Netflix.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
She says, fast-paced, snappy dialogue, much like The West Wing, but far more cynical. The two main characters, as played by Kerry Russell and Rufus Sewell, are spot on with an excellent supporting cast, including, surprise, surprise, Bradley Whitford and Allison Janney.
Yeah, they just imported them from
By
the West
way,
Wing. Yeah.
I want to, we have a clip that we're going to play, and this is a scene where Allison Janney has just learned she's about to be the next president, as the current president has died, but she's in England on foreign soil, and only Kerry Russell, the American diplomat in the UK, seems to know what can and can't be done next in terms of swearing in the new POTUS. Take a look and listen.
We can't put the president on the plane we have here.
What?
It doesn't have the comms package. We're scrambling 747 9000.
It's in
Washington.
Billy.
14 hours until she's back?
More like 16.
No, not okay.
We need to swear her in, like now.
And not on foreign soil.
On the plane?
Is the plane America?
The plane is not America.
Then when we had American airspace?
That's still 12 hours from now.
The embassy is, right? It's American soil.
It's not.
People come to the embassy and claim asylum because it's American soil.
And then they don't get asylum because it's not American soil.
She's already president. She was president the moment he stopped breathing.
You don't want to explain the 25th Amendment to North Korea. You want to publish a picture of her with one hand in the air and another on a Bible.
Okay. Whoa.
All right. Fast paced.
Yeah.
Very fast paced. I watched the trailer for this. So this is many seasons in now, but I went back and just watched the trailer for season 1 just to get a sense of what it was like. And I was a little confused, David, because the note that I took from the trailer was that, okay, it's billed as a show about diplomacy, West Wing style. But then I was like, wait, is this show actually about marriage and relationships? It seemed like a lot about the relationship between the diplomat and her diplomat husband, and I was like a little confused.
Yes.
It is more about that than like the politics?
It is also about that.
Yeah.
And again, what I said about the difference between Mayor of Easttown and Task, you find these people and the people around them and the people that are in this West Wing kind of thing. you think, oh, I've pegged this person. I know what they're doing. I know whether to trust them or not. Again, surprise, surprise.
All right. I'm a little intrigued. Intrigued. Okay.
All right, let's bring in another caller. People are pitching for you today.
Yes.
Avi, Wolfman,
Yes.
Aaron. We have Noah from Manayunk on the line. Noah, you're on Studio 2. What's your pitch to Avi?
Hi, Avi and Cherri. I just want to say I love the show. Thank you for having me on. So my pitch is Industry. It's also on HBO Max. It's kind of like a financial drama. It takes place at a fictional bank in London, and it's very transatlantic because it follows like a small cast of recent college graduates who are like working at this bank. And there's 3 seasons. I think it's like also if for fans of Succession, I think it's like one of the biggest Emmy snubs of all time. This is like my favorite show ever. And so there's like 3 seasons, one from 2020, 2022, and 2024. And there's a 4th season coming out in January. And so you'll see like it has like Kit Harington, who also like in season 3 from the Game of Thrones.
Oh yes,
the star. And it's really, really good. I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much, but
all right, no,
that's my pitch.
I like that.
Yeah.
Noah from
I actually
Manayunk.
have never heard of this show.
I have never heard of it either, but you said Succession, and my whole, I love that show.
Cherri loves Succession. So it's described here as a financial thriller drama. I'm curious, was this on your radar at all, David?
It was on my radar, but it didn't blip much.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying
that it's not good.
It wasn't a good. No, I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm saying there are too many planes stacked up coming into Newark. It's like if I've got to decide what I'm going to do each week, there are some things. The little secret of my trade is that we have a critic at large at Fresh Air. And so if he wants to claim something and I'm not really, really wedded to doing it, it's like, please take it. So there are some things. And once it's not a professional requirement, I wait until I have the personal time to see it. And that I never do.
I do like the idea of, because I'm not big into thrillers in general, especially if there's a little too much violence, but financial thriller, I could see myself going down that path a little bit more. So I'll keep that in mind.
But he's absolutely right. Succession was just brilliant.
It's so good. And the music. I mean, that theme song gets stuck in my head even now. Scott Barnes from Westchester emailed, The Pit. I love The Pit as well.
So The Pit, we should remind folks, this is an emergency room drama set in Pittsburgh.
It is.
And people have been loving that one. It's the guy from ER, is that right?
And the thing is, they're bringing in all sorts of things.
Noah Wyle,
Noah Wyle, they're bringing in all sorts of things. They're dealing with, all sorts of themes in the headlines through this ER.
I will say, I started to watch the first episode, and then like someone had their leg dangling off their body, and I was like,
no, it's very realistic. They go in. There's a lot of blood and stuff.
I can't do it. Sorry, too queasy.
There is a lot of blood and stuff. And since we talked about Succession, I wanted to bring up this show called The House of Guinness.
Yes.
House of Guinness on Netflix. It's a lavish historical miniseries on the Guinness dynasty. It's all about wealth, addiction, empire, and the tension between Protestants and Catholics. I was like, what? So let me read, that we do have a clip from that. Don't we have a clip?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we do. It's in this scene from House of Guinness, Lady Olivia, played by Danielle Galligan, travels to the family's estate as a potential wife for the eldest Guinness son, Arthur.
This is the old part of the house, madam. In the new part, you could parade an elephant.
Have you ever seen an elephant?
No, madam.
They are extremely intelligent animals, and they probably wouldn't accept an invitation to tea from a family that brews beer. But I'm here now. How do I look?
Like that little accent there. Yeah,
it's very Succession. It's Succession with beer.
Yeah, I wrote Succession, but it's Ireland. That was my trailer take, and because it's because the patriarch dies, right? The Guinness patriarch dies. There's 4 kids, and of course there's the drama right there.
Yep, and they're quite a group of kids.
Interesting.
So it's fun.
They're quite a group of kids.
And it's historical. They have the costumes, all the it's just a beautiful.
And apparently a lot of the stuff actually happened that you drop your jaw at. Like, no, they didn't really do that. And then I looked it up, and yeah, they did.
Interesting. By the way, Matthew from Belmar, New Jersey emailed, check out Slow Horses, 5 seasons, 6 episodes each, quick and thick. That's what Matthew says.
And Brian
agrees. Slow Horses, dude. Like, so
this
we gotta
is
put that
about
down.
like bad. They're not CIA agents. It's the British equivalent of CIA agents, but they're not good at their job, right?
If you're going to do a British one, there could be 4 or 5 recommendations for you, but I would say Slow Horses. Well, no, I won't. I would say it would be maybe number 2, but Adolescence.
I thought that got waylaid by the pandemic. What's going on with Adolescence?
No, it was only 4 episodes.
Okay.
It was here and gone, but I mean, it was just.
Oh, I'm thinking of Sex Education. Never mind.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, you mix.
What's Adolescence? I don't know that.
Adolescence, British drama about a boy. I think he's 11 years old, who is accused of murdering a classmate.
Oh.
And
set it up.
It's done in 4 episodes. Each one is done in real time in one unbroken camera shot.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
So those people are acting and moving and for 45 minutes, and it's brilliant television. And you don't sit there looking at the gimmick, like look at where the camera is now. You just it enhances the drama so much that at times it was so tense it made The Bear look like a sitcom.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
okay,
and The Bear was great.
Yes, but it's not a sitcom. Much as they want to say it's a comedy.
So we got a lot of more recommendations coming in. Mark Schuster says The Chair Company on HBO, a bizarre mystery series with a darkly comedic bent. And someone on the line also wants to pitch that. Other side of this break, we're going to get to The Chair Company and a lot more.
I have my favorites too, because I'm gonna make some pitches to Avi
Absolutely,
as well.
absolutely.
Okay,
keep them coming, folks. Studio 2 at WHYY.org. 888-477-9499. Talking TV with David Bianculli this hour on Studio 2. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Studio 2 on WHYY. I'm Avi Wolfman-Arent.
And I'm Cherri Gregg. We've been talking about the best TV shows to watch this fall, whether it's on Netflix, HBO, Paramount Plus, and yes, PBS Passport. And with us is Fresh Air's TV critic, David Bianculli. David, so nice to have you back with us.
It's great to be here. This is a fun conversation.
Yeah, we're going to keep the fun coming with our callers. We're asking, what show should I watch? Because I barely
watch TV.
Serial television at least. 888-477-9499. Email studio2 at WHYY.org. We teased this before the break. There's a show on HBO I've never heard of called The Chair Company.
Yeah.
And it is Tim from Collingswood's pick. So, Tim, you're on Studio 2. Why should I be watching something called The Chair Company?
Yeah, hi. So in my opinion, it's the best show on TV now. It breaks the mold of what a lot of, I think, TV producers and show producers are just in this cycle of doing. It stars Tim Robinson. He's a comedy writer, but he gets very sort of like David Lynchy in his what seems to be in this. And there's so many layers to the main character and a bunch of other characters that instead of like a lot of the other shows that have been recommended where it's like the typical like escapism into something that's so non-related to everyday life of listeners, it dives so incredibly deep into like the mundane individual that you might think is just, you know, the guy in the other office, right? But it goes down such a deep hole into like a study of that individual, and it keeps you surprised just when you think you know it. It twists, and it's like you start to get an understanding about like people who you thought was just plain Jane right next to you. But like there is so much more to each of us that you think is that we write off.
I like that as a theme, though.
Like, what's that?
I like that as a theme, though. I thank you for the call, Tim. I like the idea of going into the mundane. I mean, sort of The Office on some level is about that, but this sounds like way more offbeat than The Office.
He did a really great job of describing what makes that series distinctive without ruining any of the surprises.
Yeah.
He did a really good job there.
Yeah, I always end up writing the scenes in my own mind. Oh, I know it's going to happen. So I love it when there's a nice twist and you thought you know, but you really don't know.
I don't like the idea of diving into the mundane. I do like some offbeat comedies, although I will say I tend toward things might call the Michael Schur universe. So he's behind like Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, more ha-ha, laugh out loud funny.
He's got Man on the Inside Season 2 coming up.
And the recommendation, I believe, of Rachel from Cherry Hill, who's got a show for me on Line 3. Hey, Rachel, you're on Studio 2. What's your pick?
Hi, good afternoon. There's been a lot of drama coming at you, and I know the show isn't new, but I would love to recommend it. It is one of my favorite shows ever, The Good Place.
Yes.
Tell us about it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So it wraps up very neatly in 4 seasons, although I will tell you that I read that the cast did not want it to end, but it had to. So there's an interesting like philosophical ending to it that in the beginning of the show you're not necessarily going to look for. And every show is about 20 minutes long. It's like an old school, every 20 minutes comes on every week kind of episode. And it's about this woman named Eleanor Shellstrop, that's her name, Eleanor Shellstrop, who dies and goes to what she perceives and is told is the good place. And through a lot
Don't say too much more.
So from what I understand,
No.
Rachel, David does not want you to spoil it, but I think he likes the way you've set this up.
Yes, it's perfect to this point. Do not reveal. It changes. Some of the best shows we've talked about so far in this hour, you think they're one thing, and then either people or the program itself, the Chair Factory is another of those. Like, what genre is this exactly?
Yeah.
And so that's one of those. But if you're going to talk him into watching this, let him discover the rest for himself.
I am intrigued by The Good Place, I will say.
And so Rachel, The Good Place. And
Good
you
job.
like that. Good job.
I think that's, I will say, like, it's by this creator who's done some of my favorite shows that I actually have committed to watching. So I am intrigued. I do sounds like the themes are a little heavier than maybe Parks and Rec, but that's a contender for sure.
Yeah. I like that. Lucia Schlossberg emailed, must watch The Lowdown with Ethan Hawke, and Robbie Gilbert emailed, Chad Powers on Hulu, perfect for the guy who only watches sports. So you're getting a lot.
I'll put that on the list.
I want to throw one of mine in there.
Okay.
And one of my favorite shows is a Taylor Sheridan's original oil-filled drama called Landman. Roughnecks, big money, family betrayal. It's about the Texas energy boom, and I'm going to play this clip from Landman, and this is a clip from the trailer from season 2. It features Billy Bob Thornton and Demi Moore. I am so excited she's joining this season. Take a look and listen.
Every dime you ever made, I pumped it out of the ground, and that don't change.
But he's dead, Tommy. And now what? I'm supposed to let his trophy wife go and try to pull permits from the Railroad Commission?
I run the company. She owns it. But if you want to fight about it, lawyer up, big boy, let's go. Why don't you let me sell this thing?
I want success. Get it for me.
Ooh. Okay, so I watched the trailer too, Cherri, and this was the note I wrote.
Yes.
Okay. Friday Night Lights, the soap opera version. That was my take because I loved Friday Night Lights.
Yes,
but
it has football. It has drama. It has misogyny. It has people, drug cartels. It has oil. People getting beat up. It's great.
This is the same guy that did Yellowstone, right,
yes.
David? So I mean, this guy definitely has like a
Taylor Sheridan.
He's got a very strong brand.
He's got his brand. He's got his notes. He's got his stereotypes. But I have to admit that I really like the spin-offs of Yellowstone. I liked even more than Yellowstone.
1883, yeah,
but there are some kick-ass female characters in
yes.
all of his shows.
Yes, they're very strong female characters.
Yes. Which I think probably excites everybody.
Yeah.
And Demi Moore coming in as the oil tycoon's widow, because she wasn't in season 1, and it is so good, and I can't wait till the new season drops.
And Billy Bob Thornton, it's just
amazing.
a perfect
his
part
monologues, I'm telling you,
I will say,
quotables.
He's such a good actor. Of course, he was in the movie version of Friday Night Lights. So to see him back in West Texas does excite me a little bit.
At you.
Yeah,
That's
I know some stuff.
That's a good connection.
Dropping some tidbits.
Well, Friday Night Lights has a Philly connection because the book was written by a Philly-based author. So we have to. I know that one, Buzz Bissinger. So we get another one here.
Guy from Hamilton Township
All
wants
right,
to pitch
keep
a show.
coming.
Guy, you're on Studio 2. What's your pitch for Avi?
It's called Dark Winds. It's on the AMC network.
Okay.
It takes place on a Navajo reservation in the 1970s about the Navajo police.
Oh.
It's based on the books of Tony Hillerman, and it is an outstanding mystery, outstanding actors. All the main actors are Native Americans. The co-producer is Robert Redford, and the guy who wrote Game of Thrones. And as an added bonus, in the last season, you get to see Robert Redford on screen for the very last time.
Oh, you sweetening the pot, Guy.
That was a really good pitch.
Guy
that was
rolled
a good
out
pitch.
the red carpet for you.
First of all, these pitches have been just overall
Yeah,
really
I'm
compelling.
impressed. If I can say collectively, I am knocked out by you guys who are calling in.
Yeah, you guys steal some of these lines for your reviews.
No, not only that, but I mean, they're all good shows. There's not a Love Boat in the Batch.
Ouch. Shots fired a little bit. Yeah, you saw Dark Winds.
Yes.
A good show.
Yes, and great photography as well.
Wow.
Yes.
Can I just say this? The quality of some of these shows, this is not like, 80s sitcom stuff. These series are really well done. They have movie level actors now. I mean, do you feel like the dramas are it's just like next level?
I feel like television is actually the dominant medium.
I think you're right.
More I'm putting together my best 10 list. It's no longer TV's best 10 because I haven't seen everything. It's the best of what I've seen, and even that I'm starting with a list of about 20 that are outstanding and having to whittle them in half.
Yeah.
That's how good this year of television has been.
Wow,
that's great to hear.
That's
and
next
you're right.
level.
They're right. The level of the comedy, the level of the drama, the level of the acting, the photography. It's just all right. I don't have to leave my house.
Yeah, it's so good.
Should we read a few more in?
Yes.
I read a caller who dropped but wanted to recommend The Agency, which I think is the Nathan Field, latest Nathan Fielder.
No, that's the rehearsal. That's the rehearsal.
I don't know what The Agency is.
The Agency is really good. It's another one of these spy things. Yes, and it really is good.
So I mixed up the rehearsal with The Agency there. And Jack with a very specific email wanted to recommend a show called Department Q on Netflix.
Another one.
So it checks all the boxes. The cast he compares to the Eagles. That's great. The directing, every scene is run like Saquon with the ball or Hurts to Brown. You can't miss. And the season length, 9 episodes, not quite 17 like in the NFL, yet I guarantee total enjoyment. I do like the specificity of that pick.
Yeah. And I got to bring up another show because this is the end of an era that's coming up.
Yes.
Stranger Things.
Yes.
Season 5.
Yeah.
Okay, cult classic. The Hawkins saga is nearing its finale. And if people have not watched this show, it's set in the 80s. And it centers on the residents of a fictional small town in Indiana after a young girl with psychokinetic abilities opens a gateway between Earth and the upside down. It is so good. So any thoughts about this final? This
first of all, it's you've had to wait for this finale. There's a lot of anticipation for it, and it'll be rolling out by the end of the year. But cynic that I am, or critic that I am, there's no way this is the last of Stranger Things.
Really?
No. What? You don't believe it?
I don't believe
that
it's too easy to follow one or two of these characters or to come back at a different time to the same idea. I expect we will see Strangest Things before too long, you know.
I like that prediction.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that knows how these things work.
Because it's too
business.
good and people were anticipated. They have a
too
phone line you can call.
It's too lucrative.
Yes.
The hell with being too good. That's a nice side benefit.
It's making
but
money.
It's making way money. It's like K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no,
too
that's
lucrative
real.
to stop.
Yeah. That's real.
Deborah from West Philly recommends Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV, starring John Hamm, who I do love John Hamm. So that's a good
Friends and Neighbors.
And then we got Domi R on YouTube recommended Death by Lightning about James Garfield and the man who assassinated James Garfield.
Charles
and that was
Cateau.
on our list.
Yeah, it's on our list too. Just real quick thoughts on
I really
historical
loved it.
drama.
Really loved it. Only 4 parts. I knew about Charles Cateau because of the Stephen Sondheim musical Assassins, but I didn't know about Garfield. So this is one of the presidents I didn't know that much about, and it was a really interesting 4-part thing that gets into a lot of. It's at a time where, if you can imagine, that politicians were greedy and amoral and duplicitous.
No relation to today, so it's going to be tough to get into.
So it's just a pure escapist kind of thing.
I love it. I have to throw one more recommendation.
Yes.
And this is something a lot of folks on the Studio 2 team really like. It's called Boots, a coming-of-age dramedy based on Greg Cope White's memoir, The Pink Marine. It's set in the 90s. It's all these young people going through boot camp in the Marine Corps before Ask Don't Tell, and your thoughts about that. It's like in the top 10 on Netflix.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, this is the very last thing that Norman Lear had anything to do with. Producer Norman Lear. And I had reviewed for Fresh Air the penultimate, the next to last thing that he had anything to do with. So I thought, I can't do 2 in a row like that. So I let Boots go. And it's like one of those, I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know, so I decided to come to the microphone with ignorance on that particular thing, just to admit there's too much TV, even for me, when I get paid to watch it all, and I try to watch everything. There are things I cannot get to.
Yeah. And it's a good. I'm on this, number 7.
Speaking of limited time, that is the end of our time today. But thank you so much, David Bianculli, for being our guide to the world of TV this hour. I guess I should first of all, thanks.
No, sure, choose.
And
you gotta pick.
I'm gonna choose. I am gonna choose. Okay. I think I'm gonna watch Task, guys. Okay. I think I just have to go with the hometown choice. Keep it in the family. I did like Mayor. I think I'm going to watch Task.
And was it Judy on YouTube who basically says, if you don't watch Task, you're not even from Philly?
Yeah.
Did Judy kind of like...
Judy kind of shamed me into it.
All right.
All right. Now it's time to reveal our Studio 2 DJ of the day. Song selection. Hit it, Al.
And that is Found a Job by Talking Heads. It's a song about the joy of creating art, not consuming it. And we're listening to the live version from the 1984 concert documentary stop making sense, which is something well worth the watch as
Thank
well.
you to Liz from Percy for choosing that song and being our DJ of the day. Thanks to everyone who recommended great TV shows. And thanks to our producers, Debbie Builder, Andreas Copes, and Hazel May Bryan. Mike Schiffler is our visual producer, Al Banks and Tina Calicay engineered today's show. Executive producer Kevin McCory. Joan Isabella, audio general manager. From Studio 2, I'm Avi Wolfman-Arentz.
And I'm Cherri Gregg. Thanks for listening.
And tomorrow at noon, Marty Moscoet is in with The Connection, talking with historian Colin Woodard. His new book, Nations Apart, explores why America is so politically divided and what can be done to bring it back together.
And we'll be back on Monday with more Studio 2. In the meantime, you can always email comments and show ideas to studio2@whyy.org, and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Coming up next on WHYY is Here and Now.